guys, I'm S.Dan Wolf. Welcome back to the channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. We get into a lot of Planet Zoo mischief, and smash the like button for me at the end if you end up enjoying this video. But I have to give a big shout out to Savannah, and really it was one of these deals where she, like, my ears perked up when she was talking about wanting to do like a Pacific Northwest rustic type build, and when she said that I was like, excuse me? Because you guys know this is like this is my wheelhouse. I love anything rustic, Northwest, even like with a little bit of, you know, southeastern United States, Great Smoky Mountains, anything to do with that, and S.Dan is on board. And she made this project, her and Drew and Zoof, made the project sound so appealing and so low pressure. I don't typically do a lot of collaborations. I just kind of stick to my own stuff and, you know, build when I feel like building. And if I feel like taking a week off, I take a week off. But these guys, that's why I don't do a lot of collabs, because there's so much like, you know, you got to get this done to pass it on to the next person and blah, blah, blah. And it just always seems like I lose interest in it really quick. So when they made this sound really, really laid back and like, you build when you feel like building. If you don't, no problem. There is no set schedule with this. We will just release videos and stuff as people get stuff done. So when Savannah said that, I was like, yeah, I'll help. So I asked her, I'm like, well, let me see. Is there any way you could, like, would you mind letting me do a pizza shack, or I can do like a rustic Dollywood style pizza shack? And she's like, yeah, sure, go for it. And this was before I even had the map file, and I knocked that lumberjack pizza out in like an evening, and I sent it over to her, and she's like, yes, this is exactly what I was talking about. This will go perfect inside the sanctuary. And but then that was it. I was kind of like, okay, well, if you guys need any blueprints from me, or if you come across anything that you think I can kind of put my touch on, just give me a shout. And Savannah's like, so you just want to do blueprints? You don't want to do habitats or anything? And I was like, you know, blueprints are what I'm best at. I kind of suck at habitats and like really anything to do with the animals. So I'm like, no, just whenever you guys need some kind of building, just give me a shout, and I'll jump in and try to make something happen. And then they started talking about like diversifying the sanctuary with not just bears, but the Finnick foxes and the Bentaro. Like, they were just talking about a couple different animals that could accompany the main prospect of you know, giving these bears a safe space, giving these bears a sanctuary. And I was like, well, if there's any way you all think you could maybe let me sneak in some gray wolves, or, you know, essentially timber wolves, I was like, I could probably come up with something low budget. Well, it's me, so, you know, semi low budget. I could possibly come up with a wolf enclosure if you guys don't care. And Savannah and Drew are both like, no, dude, sounds good. Yeah, well, as soon as at this time, Drew was like, as soon as I get done with the sun bears and the couple of things I'm wrapping up, I'll pass you over the park file. And then Savannah's like, yeah, it's awesome, S.Dan. As soon as you're done, we'll pass it over to Zoof, and there we go. And so that's kind of what led to this. I wasn't even going to do any exhibits in this build. And it just kind of struck me like, okay, if they're going to do some other little, like, you know, Pacific Northwest type of animals, you know, I was thinking, let me try the wolves. And they were really, really cool about it, and kind of just let me jump in and take off with it. And now, as we speak, Zoof has the map right now, so he's been sending us some update shots, and I'm really, really looking forward to see what he's done, which will be episode 4, which we're thinking will come out, like, you're watching this on Sunday. We're thinking maybe Wednesday-ish he'll have his episode ready. So yeah, that is just kind of what we're rolling with this. Just really, really casual, trying to take our time, trying to flesh out neat ideas. And, you know, Savannah and Drew have already really kind of got me pumped with some of the ideas they're talking about and the layouts they've already started. And it's really cool that Savannah's gotten me so involved, even with, because you know, sometimes when people build their own stuff, you know, it can be a little testy when you go in and you're trying to, you know, build stuff on top of theirs or even take their designs. And what's so cool about Savannah is she'll even send me shells of builds that she started, and she's like, I need the S-stand touch on this. Can you take this building and do something with it? And I love that. I love, like, especially with a collaboration, when I have a little bit of direction. I hate, like, when people say, just do what you think's best. I can't operate like that. I feel like something weird in my head feels like I'm gonna let the people down, or like it's gonna be something totally unexpected and they're gonna be like, oh, well, thanks, S-Dan. Yeah, this is awesome, buddy. And then, you know, they're really thinking, oh my God, why did he put this right here? But, you know, with the way Savannah and them do it, like they know right from the start, okay, S-Dan's gonna build a Timberwolf habitat, and you know, then there's not a lot of room for shock factor or disappointment. You know, like they're not watching me build it live, but they kind of know what I'm up to. And even in the case of Savannah, I even asked her, I said, so I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Is there any way you can point out to me or trace me on the ground where you kind of want this wolf habitat to go? You draw it out or give me a little area and I will run with it. And that's exactly what she did. Now, I largened, I made the spot a little bigger than she originally picked out. But, you know, that's just to kind of flesh out the habitat a little more and the story back here, but ended up turning out really cool, I think. And I really like it how they can just start me off with some direction instead of just being completely blank and having to figure out a way to jump in. But this, you know, this whole habitat, I think it come out cool. I wanted to do like an elevated walkway so you could really get into the wolf's den. Like, instead of just having the path go around the outside, I wanted you to actually be deep in their little set, like, you know, essentially the wolf, their little forest over here. And I just think it came out. I just think it came out cool. We've got the little wolf statue here, kind of like, you know, greeting you right as you come in the area. Made their little back mountain here really dense. You know, put in a lot of foliage, a lot of rock work, and you know, just tried to give them a lot of shade. A lot of shelter. We're like, especially like the part that goes underneath the path, giving them places where they could get away from the crowds if they want to. You know, I think that's really important, especially when you're doing like the overhead looks right here, where people can actually walk back in here into the trees. You still kind of want to give the animals like a little bit of privacy if you can, and I think that's where the cave comes in really handy. So it's like a little pass-through cave. I'll show you when we jump into the real time. But nonetheless, I am just really thankful these guys let me kind of jump in with this, because, you know, the Lost Creek stuff and all that's cool, and the projects I have going are cool, but it's always refreshing to be able to jump into a brand new project, especially with the talent that these three have and the excitement that Savannah showed us for starting a new project. Like, it really got us pumped, just as excited and as ready to go as she is with this project. So anyways, let's go ahead. We'll jump out of the time lapse, jump into the real time, and I'll kind of show you what I and the rest of the gang have been up to. So yeah, hold on one second here. All right, guys, so here we are. We have jumped into the real-time version, and this is what I have built for my little group of goofballs. This is my Timberwolf exhibit. So I thought you guys would jump in here and let me know what you think about this in the comments section. Hopefully you will. And the only part that we're probably gonna have to come back and revisit, is it looks like he's about to do it right now, is they can jump over to this rock. There he goes. So this would be slightly unsafe because I did not put a fence up right here. But they're an agile little pack. I'll put it like that. And see, this guy's kind of going down into the little cave. We can fix that with some just regular fencing though, but these guys like to jump. See, I wanted to give them a bunch of little grasses and a bunch of little, like, you know, just kind of make it look really natural and forest-like, but still make it look like where, you know, they have their little paths going through here. And the one thing, like always, that is really tough for me particularly is to think in the vein of having like a state budget or like a national park type budget where they're not operating, you know, with hundreds of millions of dollars here. And I think that's kind of what intrigued me the most about Savannah kind of bringing us in on this project, is with it not being, you know, just out there, spend what you want. This is really kind of having to, you know, rein it in a little bit here from what I am, kind of like what I'm used to spending and what I'm used to making happen. But nonetheless, fun challenge. This is the gift shop shell Savannah sent me. So see, I put some little water features in right here. Put us a big bear right here, kind of scratching his back on that tree. Pass holder discounts. And just kind of cluttered it up. Put Mr. Gomez's little pamphlet box there. And then directly across from the gift shop is Savannah's little Fennec Fox little habitat, which they are absolutely adorable. And I love how she was able to, like, look at this rock work connecting up with that mesh fencing. Or kind of like that chain link. Really awesome. Really the first guys you meet kind of right as you come into the sanctuary. Then if you peel off over here to your left, I love these little planters Drew did. You come up to the little binturongs and look how this is, Drew really kind of captured this old school, like maybe city funded sanctuary habitat, like almost looks like it has old railroad ties up in here, kind of keeping you back. Look at the little baby one. I don't even know if that's a little baby one. That just may be a small one, but they're cute nonetheless. And hitting up Drew was just perfect for this type of project because Drew loves when you're like forced to go on a small budget. Look at the little like sunken in, just old school railroad tie steps. Awesome. And then this is what led to kind of my involvement into the project, Lumberjack Pizza. So we've got our wood-fired little pizza restaurant here. And Savannah actually came in, or Drew came in and actually put usable picnic tables there. So that's really cool. Drew got an awesome shot, like right here, looking back that way. Really cool. And then look, Drew's got this tree falling over the path. Who knows what is going to go out that way? That may be, I'm not really even sure where Zoof is building at, but it could be out this way for all I know. And then of course, we can't forget about Sunbear Ridge. So Drew started this area up here as well. Love kind of like the little dirty little moat here to kind of keep them back. But yeah, these guys can live out happy little lives here in the sanctuary. So, you know, these guys can be rescues, or, you know, they could be, maybe they were, you know, too close to a city or too close to a campground, and they brought them here to kind of, you know, keep them safe and not have to be euthanized. So I think that's a cool little backstory to the sanctuary here. And then if you peel off to the right, of course, where we started is the Timberwolf Sanctuary over here. And then I used Simply Savannah's new little fence set to just imply that we've not expanded out there yet, and we're not quite ready for you to go out that way. And then I thought this was a cool little idea. I've got this little hut here, and it's a little adopt a pup hut. So you can come over and you can adopt one. Like if the wolves have little pups, you can adopt one and you can pay a fee, and you know, maybe you can name it, or we might even like have a little wall right here that you can kind of get your name on if you end up adopting one of the wolf pups, or put your name on the website, or you know, something like that, something fun like that I thought could work. But yeah, like I said, got the elevated path up here where you can come right here to the edge, like really just feel like you're right here in the woods with the pack. Like look at that guy, he can look right down on him and be that close. So really, really fun habitat build. I've got their little, kind of like their little makeshift little stands here right on the side of the hill. I thought looked really cool. And then of course we have the little bit of fence separation right here, so you know people aren't going up and sticking their fingers through the fence and losing one. So yeah, that is what I come up with. So you know, not too over the top. I don't think Savannah is going to be too upset about this. This kind of looks, now if I wanted to put my little mill restaurant, this right here, this would be too much for Savannah. Now this may be getting a little too Disney, but you know, so this is like what I'm saying, like when we have to when we have to dial back these builds. I just built this today I built this yesterday on stream actually. So see, I'm trying to rein it in. I'm trying not to go too goofy here. But this was such a fun little build. Hopefully they'll have me back and we can figure out something else, or they can give me some kind of little animal or some building that they need. I think all of this is just a super, super fun project. Really, 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 really happy to be a part of it, and cannot wait to see what Zoof and Beyond Drew and Simply Savannah see what they get into next and what they try next. So anyways, guys, yes, I will jump on out of here. I'm SDN Wolf. Don't forget to smash that like button if you end up enjoying this video, and come back and enjoy some more Pine Mountain Sanctuary with us. The next episode will be on Zoof's channel, like we said, probably Tuesday or Wednesday-ish. So be on the lookout for that. And don't forget to go subscribe to my buddies. And we'll put the links to their channels in the description down below. And yeah, thanks, guys. I will catch you in the next one. See you.